Welcome back. Here with us on Overdrive. The rally mode in the Lamborghini Urus is a mad addition to an already mad SUV. In fact, it makes you feel like Colin McRae. Now, this is an SUV which is totally a beast, and not a beast that you would want caged in your garage.
The Lamborghini Urus, at its peak, is exactly what I'm driving right now. This is the Urus Performante, and it comes with some significant changes that enhance the driving experience. Well, not bad. The Urus was an insane SUV. One of the finest super SUVs to come out. The first of the lot, in fact. It started off this trend of super SUVs before everyone else kind of jumped onto that bandwagon. And this is one of those last hurrahs before Lamborghini goes down with an entirely new powertrain that is going to be hybrid and then, of course, eventually electric. And the Performante is distinguished by about 3 or 4 critical changes. One of them is a bump in power outputs. In true Lamborghini tradition, the Performante is also lighter, significantly lighter than the Urus.
A very interesting addition is the new rally mode in the drive selector. It allows you to drive the Urus Performante on dirt, and as you can see, leave a massive trail of dust as you execute mind-boggling slides with perfect control.
The last and most important change that has come about in the Urus Performante is that Lamborghini worked very closely with Pirelli to develop an all-new tyre. It's stickier, it's grippier, and Pirelli, whom they worked with, made this far better than what they've ever done before on any of the Urus series that you've experienced. So let me tell you more about the performance enhancements. The engine's the same 4-litre V8 turbocharged, petrol-turbocharged motor. Lamborghini hasn't worked much on that, apart from, well, changing the throttle mapping and working on a few bits and bobs here and there to bump up power by about 16 horsepower, taking it to a maximum of 657 horsepower. Torque also has increased considerably, but more than anything else, that throttle mapping, that makes it a lot more fun. Now, the Urus Performante isn't significantly quicker than the Urus. It still does the 0 to 100 in about 3 seconds. In fact, it could be a little slower, maybe a little quicker, depending on how you equip this car. So here we are on a nice and twisty section going up towards Nandi Hills. And this is where you can actually make out just how much grippier the tires are. Phenomenal, because there is literally no understeer. These tires are just gripping. It's absolutely mad what they're capable of doing. This is an Urus that was bred to be driven on a racetrack. Downforce on the Urus Performante is improved by about 37%. Now, that also comes courtesy of a spoiler at the rear end. But then Lamborghini has also worked on the suspension, and they've changed it a bit using coil springs, and that effectively lowers the ground clearance by about 1 inch. That's a significant change. The Urus Performante sits an inch closer to the ground than the standard Urus. However, that also means that the ride quality is stiffer. We're on a fantastic stretch of road, smooth, and you really can't make out how much of a difference the stiffness in that suspension brings to this SUV, but it is stiff. So if you thought the standard Urus had a hard ride quality, well, the Performante emphasizes that significantly. Lamborghini has also enhanced the entire Urus experience by changing the exhaust. They're now using a titanium exhaust, which means, well, there's better thermodynamic efficiencies, but it just sounds so much more incredible than it ever did. This is just a mind-blowing oral experience. This is what you want a Lamborghini for, because it just sounds so great. It just sounds unreal. You just want to be doing this all day long, flipping the throttle and hearing that exhaust crack and popple. So we're driving the Urus Performante in tarmac conditions. Now we are on a dirt surface. This is Brent Raceway, an upcoming F2 grade circuit. We're seeing how torque vectoring works and how well it works. What the Performante also does is lays greater emphasis on torque distribution between the front and the rear axles. Pretty amazing. You know that there's a difference in the suspension, you know there's a difference in the steering, and all of these come together to make it a lot more fun. I can only imagine what the car would feel like when you actually take it to a racetrack.
Time to wrap up this week's edition of Overdrive. But remember, you can stay in touch with the team through Facebook, Twitter as well as YouTube, and you can follow our latest updates on Instagram. We'll see you next week. Until then, goodbye. Thanks for watching.